morning, everybody, whether you're on the East Coast, West Coast, or around the world. This is Coast to Coast. We made it through another week. Got coffee in hand. What's happening, gentlemen?
Good morning. How about that barn burner last night?
God, that game was terrible.
Yeah, I texted the group chat. I was telling you guys, I was like, this game is so. It's like neither one of these teams were in sync. It was ugly. Nobody could get really going. And the whole time I'm like, just Dobbins, give Dobbins a damn ball a little bit more. I need a few more damn points. But
it was so ugly. It was funny because I thought it was going to be that in the way of the Broncos weren't going to cover, right? Like, wow. I didn't think they were going to cover. It's a divisional game, and the Broncos only play good in the fourth quarter. They're one of the worst teams the other three quarters. So I thought this was going to be a close game. I didn't realize that they just weren't going to do anything all night. It reminded me why I do the Sports Bar series, because it at least lets me watch from somewhere that's entertaining, because the game wasn't.
Mm-hmm. That game reminded me of that game reminded me a lot of like the old Thursday night games when they first started up. So if you remember, like when the Thursday night games first became a thing, like every single one of those Thursday night games was like this because teams weren't used to it at the time. Obviously, now you're getting more used to it.
They picked the worst teams to do Thursday night.
Yeah, and like that's how games like this is what it used to be like the first 2 years of Thursday night football. Like you always got like the worst game of the week every Thursday because it was two horrible teams that weren't used to having short weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what this reminded me of, where it was just like, oh, we have one horrible team.
Yeah, it was
another team that's just not accustomed to playing on Thursday.
Yeah, it made you wish that Al Michaels was the commentary, because he would have been talking so poorly about this game. It would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Well, the game sucked.
Yeah,
I'm like falling asleep. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to watch a movie.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way I felt. From a fantasy perspective, it was just like it was rough. I mean, Gentry did okay, but Dobbins, they kept putting Harvey in, and so Harvey kept stealing a couple of things. Ultimately, it wasn't bad, but I thought Denver would handle them a little bit better than they did, and I don't know if that's just sometimes things just go rough. Sometimes you got to figure it out. I don't know, but it looked rough.
And Jay, I did send her the link the other day.
Oh, you did? Okay, thank you.
Donna, I am not in any worry about that because we have a charter flight.
Nice.
So, yes, we're leaving on Saturday. It's definitely leaving because somebody bought a plane to go out there. And so, yeah.
You
did say some nonsense, Joe. That is true.
Wait a minute. I thought you didn't drink no vino. Now it all comes out. Everything always comes to the light.
You can get drunk on other stuff than vino, right? Like,
well, I just say vino. If you want to put whiskey or whatever your choice of drug is.
He just said he doesn't drink wine. He didn't say he didn't drink.
Right.
That's a good point. Didn't
right.
really think about it like that.
But yeah, no, it was funny because he said it was going to be a blowout. He gave me the Brad response is going to be like 100-10, and so it was hilarious. There was a 10, so I mean, hey.
Let me ask you guys a question. In the interview yesterday, before the game started, they asked Max Crosby, what he thought about Pete Carroll and things of that nature. And he said he has nothing but the utmost respect, all the politically good answers, which I'm sure he does. But do you think he's unhappy being with the Raiders and ready to move on to another location?
He actually said he wanted to be there, but I would bet that he's tired of losing.
Yeah, if he was unhappy, he wouldn't have signed that contract extension they gave him.
Well, that's not true.
That's not true because the money's talking. I'll sign.
But no, like at the end of the day, you can be where you want to be. You still get tired of losing, right? Like losing is zero fun. So, if you're on the team and you're where you want to be and you've built your life in a spot, so you want to stay. Plus, the places that we're going to go pick him up were also bad, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's not like he was going to upgrade teams really, at least from the sound of the people that were interested. So I wouldn't have wanted to move either. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, they have 2 wins. Like you're not going to be happy. If you're happy with 2 wins, you shouldn't be in competitive sports.
Right.
That
that
is
is
the
so true.
symbol of Dolan's Bar.
Oh, nice.
That is it is great grandfather Dolan
Passed out next to a keg.
passed out next to a barrel,
Nice.
and a picture was taken of it, and it's been the symbol of Dolan's since
That's pretty great.
1954.
Well, that looks like me after I had that whiskey we were making at the house there a little while back. Amazing, it all comes full circle.
That's the way it works sometimes.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Make it moonshine. That's in a bag.
Moonshine is just nothing but vodka. The only reason it's called moonshine is because that was a term they gave it when they went across state lines. But moonshine is just nothing more than high alcohol content vodka. That's all it is.
It's gasoline is what it is.
So
yeah, it is.
Now knowing what I know about alcohol,
yeah,
you can't say that. Vodka has a very specific distilling situation to be able to call it vodka. And I learned
that's
that.
not true. I don't have all the terminology, but I'm telling. I just came out of the City Brew Hub, which that's all they do is distilling, and I'm telling you, it's vodka. It's vodka.
So my T&T,
yeah,
is distilled very vodka-like, but I can't call it any type of vodka. So vodka that's the basic distilling properties. But unless you distill the alcohol very specifically under the contents of vodka, you are unable to call it vodka.
Well, yeah, no, that's true. On the you're right. I'm not going to dispute that. Yeah, you can't. But let's be honest. In the distilling world, between them people, they know it's vodka. Now, yeah, you can't.
It's distilled the same exact way vodka is. Yes.
I mean, God, I wish I had. I wish John Carlo was on here. I need to bring John Carlo on here. He's my brewmaster, and I'm telling you, he can give you the full cornucopia of why it's vodka.
That sounds like a beautiful thing to do on the middle of a week that sucks.
Yeah, like in like probably April.
Next week.
I was thinking April when like nothing's going on.
No, yeah, this guy's like my mad scientist. Like he literally has a damn degree, damn near, on distilling, and he can give you the full-on scientific. Anyway, yeah, you're right. If we ever have a moment, let me know, and I'll get a hold of him. I'm sure he'll have no problems coming on. That's a great day.
Yeah, especially since there's 2 of us that actually are, trying to release alcoholic products.
Mm-hmm. yes. Which, by the way, congratulations again, Pags. I know that's the process you're going through. It's a long one, but I think once you get there, it's going to be well worth it. So,
and the other 2 consume alcoholic products, so that works out.
I do not consume alcoholic products.
Well,
I haven't.
You don't drink beer. You don't drink wine.
Since my dad died from alcoholism, I have not touched an alcoholic drink in 14 months and counting.
Fair enough.
I can get that. I can totally respect that. Question: what happened to the hair?
I shaved it off my head because we're in basketball season now, and this is what our team does for basketball. My kids want to shave their heads, so follow suit.
Which you live in one of the coldest parts of the world, and
we're inside,
cutting off whatever level of protection you have.
Yeah, they don't play basketball outside.
We don't play basketball outside.
I know they don't play outside, but you're gonna go outside.
Gyms are very warm in Wisconsin, like 75 degrees in there. It's very warm when you're playing basketball.
Yeah, but what do you do when you go outside? I guess you got a lot of beanies.
I wear a hat. Like we have winter hats. They do invent those things here.
Yeah, I hate wearing beanies. I don't like the way the wool feels on my skin. It just makes me itch, but more power to you.
Hey, I get it. You know, if I was to take my hat off right now, you would see I probably have more hair on my head than I've had in months. And definitely more hair on my head than Bo has on his.
But well, or let's in reality, I mean, that's quite obvious. But question: when you do get your, because I'm curious, when you do let your hair get to a certain length that's not really, you can't necessarily get with the razor. I'm assuming you got some shears and you just shear it up.
No, I actually bick it still.
Yeah,
you still bick it.
Takes a longer time, obviously, but it still gets bicked.
Yep.
Huh. Yeah, just because I only shave in the shower, and I have a mirror in the shower that I use, and it's so much easier to kind of do it that way. And shampoo works as a great shaving cream. It's, you know, you gotta put your hair under the hot water for a little while, let it sit in there for about 5-10 minutes, get it soft, and then you shampoo, and then the bubbles in there works the same way as shaving cream, and it lifts up the hair, and you just bick it, and it just takes longer. But I'm a big believer. I'm Italian, so my hair is very hard. And so I get maybe 3 good shaves out of a razor before that razor is dull. And they still use that razor anyways, but it doesn't matter. It's
how often do you cut your head when you're doing that? Because I have hard, coarse hair too, and I have sensitive skin. And I notice when I use the electric razors, no problems, good to go. But when I try to use the regular razors, 9 times out of 10, I walk away with some sort of a nick somewhere.
Well, it depends on how, like, on my neck, I'll get some nicks because I'll get ingrown hairs that'll raise the skin. So when I shave it, it actually shaves the skin rather than the hair. Right. So I'll get like little nicks there. On occasion, I will have something that happens where I will, like, if I cut my head, I take a chunk. Yeah, like it's like a strip because the razor caught something, and then it's digging in rather than doing whatever. So
yeah, because they asked me one time, I've been asked so many times, why do you grow that beard? My wife asked me all that. Why are you growing that beard? I said, because for the better part of almost 30 years, I've never been able to have a beard. And I hate shaving. I hate shaving more than anything in this life because, like I said to you, my hair is coarse, my skin is thin, and I either get razor burn or I get nicks. No matter how well I shave, it just happens. And I hated it. So I said, you know what? The minute I get my retirement papers, I'm growing it. I don't give a damn. But yeah. You know what I'm talking about, Pat. You were in the Navy. You know how rough that can be sometimes. It was crazy.
I hated shaving when I was in the Navy. It was one of the things that I would get in trouble for most frequently.
Yeah.
It's like that's like one of the basic rules being in the Navy is that you have to be clean shaven all the time.
All the time.
It's part of their thing. Like, hey, listen, if you can't follow the small rules, you're not going to be able to follow the big rules.
Right.
Yeah. And that's not the case, really. But I really wish that I would have gone to the doctors and gotten my, like, hey, I get the razor bumps and stuff like that, because I do.
Yeah.
And I probably would have been able to get away with not shaving and saved me from having to go see the captain so frequently.
Well, the reason why the Navy and the Army really make you shave is not just because it makes you look professional, but when you wear the mask, whether it be a CBA mask or an oxygen mask, if you're firefighting or whatever, you have to have that good seal. So that's why they make you shave. It sucks. But Anyway, I'm sorry. We probably talking too much about shaving, but
I was in for 3.5 years. I spent time during the Persian Gulf.
What ship were you on, Pax, if you don't mind me asking?
The USS Portland.
Okay.
LSD 37. It was a tripping good ship.
Yeah, I was on the Blue Ridge on 7th Fleet out of Yokosuka, Japan, and I was also on a couple other ships, but that was the main one. Good times. Good times. I loved it.
Yeah, I was talking so I just released on my Facebook and on Instagram. You'll find the Tune In to Dylan, where I was on AJ Dillon's podcast.
Nice.
And we were talking about how AJ Dillon is originally from New London, Connecticut.
Mhm.
And that's exactly where I was stationed. I was stationed in New London, Connecticut. I was talking about Mystic Pizza. I had an apartment above Mystic Pizza for about like a month and a half. I lived with somebody, so and we kind of just were hanging out there and such until I got transferred off, out of that base.
Yeah, it was. I've been on a submarine for 6 months. I went TAD to it as a radioman. They needed one because one of the guys was sick, and so they needed a spot filling. And my ship wasn't going anywhere for 6 months because it was in dry dock. So they said, "Yeah, McMahon, you're going to go on a sub for 6 months. Have a good time." And I will tell you, it was a very interesting concept because everything. Pags, you would not do well because you're 6 foot tall, and some of them damn things is hard for a man of your height. But for me, 5'9", I can get around no problem. And some of the passageways you had to go down to are probably about this thin, so you had to turn sideways to walk down it. But I will tell you, there were some contests that we would do when we would go on, we were underway, and one of them was to see who could go the longest without showering. And they placed bets on this. And I mean, big bets. I mean, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars get put into this kitty. The longest I went was 90 days. And at the 91st day, I said, I can't take it no more. And I had to shower. It got so bad. But yeah, anyway, it's crazy.
That is.
I don't know that I would ever tell that story again.
I don't know if I would ever take that bet, honestly.
Yeah, that's one of those stories you keep between your ears.
Yeah, but I guess you were on a ballistic. You were on a ballistic missile sub.
Yes.
Yeah, that's so they are different. They're a completely different breed. Those guys. Yeah. Those guys.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's a whole different world.
When somebody farts, you smell it for 6 months. Like that's they don't come up for air.
No,
they go somewhere and they sit for 6 months. So those types of bets don't surprise me. The problem is that whole can, it smells like a can of what's that fish called from Finland that stinks the moment you open it?
Oh, what is that one?
The smorgas, the begins with an S. Sluggus Bartfest or whatever it is. No.
Huh.
You look up, you Google stinky fish from Finland, and you'll know it. It's and watch the challenge, and everybody gets sick. Everybody gets sick.
Does it come in a can, or what does it come in?
Yeah, it comes in a can.
From Finland?
It's from one of them Norwegian countries.
Huh.
Surströmming?
Yeah, Surströmming. Surströmming.
A Swedish delicacy made from fermented Baltic Sea stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Features.
When you open up that can, when you open up that submarine after 6 months, it's a very similar smell.
Yeah, so the fish is fermented for up to 3 months, creating a powerful, pungent odor, often compared to rotten flesh or dirty diapers due to the release of hydrogen sulfide during fermentation. Despite its smell, it's considered a delicacy in Sweden and Finland and is often eaten with potatoes and onions. Gross. That is disgusting.
I tell you, so once you get past the smell, I mean, not that I've had it, but once you get past the smell, it actually doesn't taste like it smells, which is the reason why it's such a delicacy. Mm-hmm. Because if
you would hope the moment it did taste like it smelled, that means those people are messed up.
No, exactly. But it's yeah, I think that we should absolutely do the Surströmming challenge, and I nominate Jay to do it.
Okay. What? One more time. What am I doing? I'm eating what again?
I'm going to get you a can of Surströmming, and you're going to do it on the air.
If you send me that, I'll do it.
Perfect.
I will put my address.
Text me your address.
Yeah, I'll put it in the group chat.
Don't put it. Don't. Yeah. Don't.
No,
put it
drop
in the group.
comments. That should be fun.
Everybody said Mr. Stroman.
I'll get in the comment. Yeah. No, I'll put it in our text chat or text.
All the awesome gifts that Jay would be getting sent to him.
Here's what I think. Here's what we should do. We'll do Dustin, you get the one chip challenge and you get the Sir Stroman challenge. We do it at the same time and we see which one gets sick or has to go for the milk first.
Jay wins. I don't do hot well at all.
That's even better.
No, that's the point. That's the point.
Listen.
I don't want to get you guys canceled because I would be cussing left and right after I.
Hey, listen, we ain't got nobody watching this show, anyways. That would be great.
I would just mute you anyway. You just get muted; it wouldn't matter.
You know, when I was stationed out at Stewart, we did that. We did the Carolina Reaper challenge, and it was 5 minutes, and then you can have whoever can go 5 minutes. That's who. And I will tell you, even the company commander participated. And as I was walking out, because I drank a gallon of milk, I was smart. But as I was walking out the company doors, his office was right there to the left. His door was open. There was a 55-gallon trash can in the middle of his office, and he was wrapped around it like in the fetal with his almost nothing on and just crying. And I've never seen a grown man cry like that. But it put it on him, Pags. That Carolina Reaper is no joke.
My grandfather would do that. My grandfather would dry out hot peppers, and it don't matter how hot it was. He could be crying, face would be bright red, snot coming out his nose. It ain't hot. It ain't hot. Literally every sign, like smoke coming out of his ears type shit. And he would, it ain't hot. He would never give anybody the satisfaction of saying, nope, like it ain't hot.
You know the funny thing about it was, though? The XO did it too. And the XO's office was right across the hall from the CEO's office. And he come out there, I don't know what y'all crying about. Carolina wasn't that bad. Just like you said, Pat, wasn't that bad. And I'm like, dude,
so if you're used to it, you can do it. Like I couldn't do it. Like I would fold like a little schoolgirl. But it's like my grandfather. It didn't matter. He was that guy. He was just that guy. Now, I will also say that my grandfather was connected in ways that we don't talk about very much. And that was one of those things that that was like the rite of passage. Like everybody else would be folding under the pressure, not my grandfather. My grandfather was just that guy.
I will tell you though, I promise you, if you go to a Thai restaurant and you ask for Thai spicy, just understand it's gonna freaking be hot. And if you had the balls to get the ghost pepper chicken Thai spicy at a Thai restaurant, you're insane. Yeah. And that was exactly this dude. And they will make fun of you if you show signs of weakness while you're eating it. I promise you, because they certainly did it to me. They called me the P word and a few other things. And they were pointing and laughing at me while they were in the kitchen. And my friend was laughing on the floor. And I'm there crying.
The link that I just sent you to the group chat is what would happen if I had the one chip challenge.
Okay.
Tijuana. I remember a lot of things about Tijuana. A lot of times it involved a whistle, a chair spinning, and tequila.
I have not been to Tijuana.
It involved a donkey, but
I was going to say the same thing.
No, that was the Philippines, but we're not going to talk about the Philippines. That is one story I will not tell. Philippines was a crazy time. Just saying. Third world countries. Nothing good ever happens in third world countries after midnight. I got to tell you, there are crazy things that happen, but not good things.
I mean, there's not many good things that happen in first world countries after midnight. I mean, honestly.
Didn't Eric Clapton make a song about that? After midnight, we all let it all hang out.
I don't know. It was interesting. Did you eat the scorpion? No. I don't even know what that is. What is a scorpion? Yes, that
Scorpion
Scorpion-
pepper, I'm
scorpion
assuming,
pepper,
is what
yeah.
he means.
It's a what?
I think it's
Scorpion
a
pepper.
type of pepper.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
no,
they
I have
actually
not had
do,
that.
They actually do, in some places, give you miniature scorpions.
Really?
Yeah, they have like so I don't know exactly what they're referencing, but they actually have like a spicy cooked scorpion that you eat whole.
Yeah, but they can't be miniature. They'd have to be bigger than miniature. And the reason why is the
They're
miniature
about this
ones.
big. They're
Yeah, I
about
was
this
gonna say they because the miniature ones are the ones that are toxic. The smaller
yeah,
the scorpion,
we are
the more
talking about-
likely you have.
Oh, the
the
tequila. I thought
poisons.
it was a worm.
different
I've
place.
done the worm in the tequila, and that was never a good thing.
I prefer mezcal though, honestly, which is basically smoked agave. But I love a good mezcal. I do like that. I have eaten the worm before. It's not really a big deal. Scorpion, I've never heard of a scorpion. So
It depends on how much you've had leading up to the worm. I didn't drink a lot to get to the worm, and
Right.
that then gets you a whole different feeling of yuck.
Yeah, the hottest pepper in the world is actually called Pepper X, and it's equivalent to actually 2 Carolina Reaper peppers.
What's it?
Well,
5
there's stuff
million.
you can get
Scoville?
online though that come in them little vials. I mean, they're small little vials. And they say warning label: if you drink this vial, it can kill you. So what you're supposed to do is dip a toothpick in it, and you put that into your hot sauce, and then that's supposed to be the idea behind it. But I'm pretty sure people are stupid and actually.
Yeah, I ain't doing that.
Yeah, I'm not doing it either. But there are crazy people that do it. Or if you get look it up enough and somebody challenges you, I can see maybe. I don't know.
That is the challenge that I suggest that we put Brad and Joe into.
Oh,
Yes.
We have them both on. They both have the stuff in front of them. Give them the one chip challenge.
whoever wins gets to talk crap to the other person the whole show. No retaliation.
Or the,
no retaliation. Just
the hot wing, right? Where each wing gets hotter and
Yeah,
hotter.
that's the video that I sent you. It has it has the video of when Shaq had like a really hot wing and he like starts drinking a gallon of milk and puking up the milk. And like that would be me in a one chip challenge.
Yeah.
You know what? I love those interviews. Like those are great interviews that guy did. That guy had a really good idea and
Still does
went
them.
through it. And Shia LaBeouf, he was the best at that one. I tell you, you want to talk about a guy who's got so he's like, hey, listen, we're gonna do this, we're gonna put some shit on this and let's do it. and crying, snot bubbles, all that stuff. He's doing it all, and he's like, this sucks. This
The
fucking
best one.
sucks.
Did you ever see the Gordon Ramsay one?
No.
So for a chef who's like so well known around the world for cooking everything, he cannot do hot things at all. So
And he
within like
should,
four,
because it messes up your taste buds.
4 wings of the 10 wings, like Gordon Ramsay's cussing and saying, "Holy shit, this is hot!" And then he gets like the super hot stuff at the end. It's like Gordon Ramsay's about to die on set.
See, if I had a career like that where my palate was like my livelihood, I don't think I'd be doing that kind of stuff because I think it kind of messes with your palate a little bit. You know what I mean? The heat. I don't know.
I mean, I love spicy food, so I don't know what you're talking about. Like, that's why I was laughing when you're like, oh, if you go into one of those restaurants and you order the spicy, like I will go in and tell them 5 stars plus, like however many stars you can shove on the plate. Like that's what I want. So bring the heat. I'm for it.
You should go on that Hot Ones challenge.
You know, it's interesting though. Everybody associates like the Carolina Reapers and the Ghost Peppers and things like that. But you know, they got some things out there now that they are engineering peppers that they are engineering that are like
yeah, no, of course.
strains.
Yeah.
Like, and I heard that those make
Yeah,
Carolina Reaper look like jalapenos.
The engineered ones are ridiculous. Like they are
Yeah.
so hot that I mean you can't do anything with them. But like for
What
me,
this one kid brought one to work one day, and he asked me to try. And after the Carolina Reaper, I said, "Hell no!" And it was called the 7 Belly Pot Strain or something like that. And I'm telling you, man, no, when you start getting into crazy names like that are no. Jay puts the kibosh.
Well, like what you were saying too, Bo, like all the manufactured peppers or whatever. There's a hot sauce at a restaurant in San Antonio. I can't remember what the restaurant is called, but it's got like Carolina Reaper, habanero, and like 10 peppers like mixed together. And then they have the world's hottest pepper, that Pepper X mixed with it. If you actually get it on your bare skin, it can actually burn your skin away.
Yeah, the oils.
That's what I want to be putting in my system. Something that can burn my skin away if it gets on my skin.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why I say like some of the engineered ones, like I'm good. But you know, like for things like jalapenos, like I'll just eat jalapenos. Like that's not, you know, yeah, I won't do habaneros though, only because I don't particularly love the flavor by themselves.
Yeah.
No,
By the way, I think
it's
Robert,
funny
the actual challenge is, that's how it works. You eat the whole pepper, you swallow it, you prove it, you open up your mouth, everybody looks inside, everybody knows everybody ate the pepper, and then whoever drinks milk first is disqualified, and whoever drinks last is the winner. So that's how we've always done it.
Yeah, I'm not.
He hasn't. It's because he got to bring stats if you're going to be stat guys. So he changed his name like 6 months ago. The last time he brought a stat.
Oh man, yeah.
But anyways, are we done talking about peppers?
I mean, I feel like at some point we should talk about sports, being a sports show and all.
You know, interestingly enough, before we get off of this, though, I love, it's because I was just about to mention this, and then I'm not a pepper guy. I don't like peppers. It just for some reason or another, like habanero peppers. Like, well, I'll like Tabasco's made of habanero peppers, and Tabasco will give me hiccups. Other hot sauces will not give me hiccups, and I'm not exactly sure why that is, but whatever. But I can eat horseradish and wasabi like it's going out of style.
Wasabi is some serious business.
The one that'll give me the nose tickle will be the if you get a really spicy of the hot mustard, right?
Okay.
If you get it on the spiciest side, like it'll make my nose tingle. I'm like, oh, okay, like here we go.
I love it when I take some wasabi and I got it on sushi, and all of a sudden I can breathe. Like, yeah.
I've always wondered when you go, like whenever I've gone to a sushi restaurant, they always give you the ginger, they always give you the wasabi. That always is standard. But I wonder how many of those dishes that they send out with the wasabi come back with the wasabi being eaten. I got
not many. I eat it all. I love it. For some reason, and I tell you, it's not real wasabi most of the time. It's green horseradish. They actually put in green dye and actually mix the horseradish up there because real wasabi is hard to get and very expensive. But it's for some reason I could do that all day long. You ask me to do a hot pepper, and I'm no.
Have one and done. Nope, we're good.
So funny. It's funny how that works.
I'm with you. I could throw down on some spaghetti too.
But I gotta have garlic bread with spaghetti. It just goes so perfect with it.
Well, he's talking about just as a challenge eating spaghetti. So
I can go 2 pounds of spaghetti. I make spaghetti and clams in a red sauce like at least twice a month. Because I eat so much of it, I'll make 2 pounds, and I make the sauce that'll make me. I can make a 3rd pound too, it's like literally, and I'll eat those 3 pounds, and then I can't eat it for like 2 weeks because I gotta work off the 3 pounds of pasta that I just ate.
Yeah, I love pasta, but it's not good for me. But I sure do love some good homemade pasta.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're just having it for dinner, some garlic bread's awesome.
Right.
And I do not eat it with garlic bread anymore.
Spaghetti. Rock has that big, huge mound of spaghetti, and he takes it down. I don't know how you can eat that much, but man.
Yeah, and I actually have an Italian deli right next door to me that makes fresh pasta.
Nice.
Which is awesome. So.
Hell yeah, that is. Do they make it, or can they, or like if you're somebody like me that doesn't really cook a lot, will they? I'm assuming they have also dishes and stuff that you can eat there. Like, is it a restaurant or is it just
Not a restaurant, but it does make hot food. Like if I want spaghetti and clams in a white sauce, I just have them make it for me. I don't make my own white sauce. I only make the red sauce.
Okay.
So, but if I want it in a white sauce, I have them just cook it up for me.
Yeah, you definitely did. You definitely did. Welcome to Food Network.
And oh my God. It's just I had a straight brain fart as I'm sitting there, and it's give me a second because it's like,
and Moose wants your balls, so
Wow.
oh my
You
God.
talking about what you should or should not say. That's a mouthful.
no.
That's
It said it
unintended.
exactly how I was supposed to say it.
I
I mean, this show's getting deleted anyway. So
Yeah, this is not a sports show anymore.
this show made it a whole 5 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, we talked about how the football game sucked, so there ain't nothing to talk about. Hey, the Flyers won yesterday. They beat Nashville. I was happy about that.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Wow. Let me ask you guys a question. So it says Jaden Daniels is not going to be getting surgery. How do you fix something like that type of injury without doing surgery?
Well, it was supposed to be a dislocation, and if there's no tendon
Toledo's.
snapped,
Thank you. Damn it. I know. I was like, for some reason, I was thinking Tortorelli's, and I'm like, that's not it. I know it's not it. Toledo's. Yeah. It's like, what a brain fart that is. It is literally right next door to me. Could have walked outside and seen the sign faster than I did. Just look it up.
yeah, no. But anyway, so to answer your question there, Jay, if there wasn't any tendon damage and it was a dislocation, you can reset it and do all of that without it. Because at the end of the day, if you're not going to make it back this year anyway, so you might as well.
Yeah, they put him on.
the non-surgery route.
Yeah, they're expected to put him on IR today. So
Okay, so they reset the bone. What exactly is why couldn't he come? I mean, obviously, he may need a week or two to get over the pain or whatever the case is.
No. Even with a dislocation, you're still 4 to 6 weeks. I mean,
You're still 4 to 6?
Your timeline is very similar to a break.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why he'll be put on IR today. He'll be done for the year, like similar to Kyler Murray now being most likely done for the year with him getting put on IR. So,
yeah.
Funny thing
Plus,
is,
there's enough other injuries on that team. Like, it doesn't make sense to try and
no,
rush him back anyway. Like, their
McLaurin's
season's
gone.
done.
McLaurin's gone. Lattimore's gone now. Debo's missed a handful of games. Eckler's been out since week 1 or week 2. Like, that whole team, that team was very healthy last year, which is why they were able to make the run they made last year. But now it's like the injuries have caught up to that team, and they're getting exposed for a lot of the things that they were able to cover up by being healthy last year.
Donna must be right in my neighborhood because Mike and M is an old staple.
Huh. I just
Yes.
I also saw in there, and I'm sure you guys saw too, or Antonio Brown was extradited from Dubai.
Yep.
So now he's going for attempted murder. I mean, that dude is like, talk about unraveling. I mean, going from the best
he's the CTE poster child. If there was ever a living proof CTE, Antonio Brown is your living proof that he has CTE.
Oh yeah.
Ever since Bursitt knocked his head off in that playoff game, it's gone downhill from there for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that hit from Burfict was unreal. And then, and the dude's been a nutcase ever after.
Yeah, like that was probably the day that his brain just got completely scrambled to the point where it's like, we're just not going to function properly anymore.
Don't get me wrong. Like, he was a weird dude before that.
He was, but it was like after that hit, though. Like after that hit, he went from being weird to just completely insane weird to just doing some of the stupidest shit possible.
I wonder if they could use that as part of his defense for the attempted murder.
If he's got a good attorney, his attorney will be like, you should check his brain. I don't think his brain is mentally there 100%.
Yeah, the downside so far is they haven't found a way to test for CTE until after the fact.
Yeah.
So,
Donna, is your husband bald? Because then I think I know who he is. I'm going to say our paths have crossed then, if that's the case. Little short, bald guy.
Well, if she knows about that, it definitely sounds like she's somewhere close. Somewhere
Well,
close.
Havertown's not far away from me, but it's like I said, it's if you're from Delco, most people in Delco know Delco staples. So at some point or another, what where stuff is. Oh no, I asked if your husband was a shorter, bald guy. Because then I think I know who he is. He's probably towed my car once or twice.
Poor Bags. No, my husband.
All in stocking. So
all in stocking.
Okay, then it's
not the guy that's loaded you up a couple times.
Well, I know there's this one guy, and it's like I think he's a Cowboys fan. I mean, it's been a while since I've had my car towed from that towing company, but I used to live in that area.
Talking about that makes me want to watch the show Parking Wars, the Philadelphia episode, to see if Pegs is ever on there.
No, I am not. I am not on there, but I have had some friends that were on there.
Oh, funny.
And they
I'm not saying having you get towed, just like having you be in the background one of the episodes where they're towing somebody, like, hey, there's Pegs walking down the sidewalk laughing at someone getting towed.
You know what? The truth of the matter is that I am not parking in the city very much. So yeah, you're not seeing me. And if I am parking in the city, I know better than to park on the street. I just park in a lot anymore.
Yep.
Because they ticket you faster than you can get out of the car.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask you about that. Like, how much do you have to pay to have a parking spot for where you live?
Where I live, nothing. But yeah, in other places it costs.
I was only asking that question because I know when I lived in DC, I we didn't have driveways, we didn't even have garages. It was just a row house, so we had to park on the street. And I think it was like I paid like $250 a year or $250 a month. I forget what it is. But then you get because everything
different numbers.
Yeah, no, because I cannot remember. It's been like I'm going back to 2002 when I lived there, so I can't remember if we did that by the year or by the month. I want to say it was by the year. It wasn't. I mean, I don't think it was that much, but again, you had like every DC was broken up into zones. So depending on what zone you lived, right? So I think our sticker was yellow. We had to put in our windshield, and then when you went to another part of a different zone where it was like green, you couldn't just park there. You had to pay to park there. You can only park for free in your zone. This is weird. That's how they did all that. I don't miss those days. I'll tell you.
Pretty much, right?
Comes the view. I don't know for the view. I mean, that's pretty outrageous there, but maybe I don't know. What would you compare it to? Well, it's not the view. The view is ugly. I can't stand the view, but yeah.
I don't watch television, so I can't say. That being said, sports.
Thanks for showing up. Yay, sports ball.
Well, look, hey, there was a lot of qualifying offers in baseball, though. I think 13 of Tucker was one. I think Valdez was another one. Dylan Cease.
We said that was going to probably happen. We said that was probably going to happen, though, knowing what's coming.
Yeah, right.
Because none of these players are going to sign that. Because why does it benefit them to sign it when this is probably going to be the last year where you can get your massive deal? Or at least one of those.
No, see, I disagree with that thought process. I think that they will accept those qualifying offers because I feel like that they're going to get a lot of null and void contracts, that this is going to be so ugly, and that you're going to find in the 2 years during this lockout, because I think this is a long lockout. That you are going to see that the Players Association is going to have to null and void all of the contracts that players have signed up to this point. And you're going to wind up seeing a brand new draft for all the players. Like every player is going to wind up being like a free agent. and that you'll only be able to like hold like 4 or 5 players, and everybody else is going to have to go through a draft. Just my opinion.
That's essentially what the NBA or WNBA is on the edge of right now.
Right.
Like everybody's a free agent. They don't have a CBA. They're not particularly close to signing one. So this is about to be pretty weird. So we're going to get to see the trial run of it before MLB does it.
How long do you think the lockout, if MLB does go into a lockout, how long do you think, if you had to guesstimate, how long do you think it would last?
Well, past 2 years.
I think it'll be a year and a half. I think we're not going to have anything in 2027, and I don't think we have a full season in 2028. I wouldn't be surprised if we get like a 100-game season in 2028, just because I think people are going to eventually just come to some, even if it's a short-term agreement, just to get them through the 2028 season. Like I think they'll come to like a short-term agreement and be like, all right, we need to get the season started. We'll play 100 games this year. As soon as the season's done, we'll figure out what to do after that. But I don't think we'll have anything for at least like 16 to 18 months once it takes effect.
And when
Bader
they
had a
go to
career year.
lockout, do the contracts get put on hold, and then they resume. Does the clock on those contracts continue to click even though there's no baseball?
It continues to click. So if you sign a 9-year deal this offseason for, we'll just say 9 years at $270, you get paid your $30 million for 2026. You do not get paid anything in 2027, and then whenever you start playing in 2028, you get paid basically a prorated salary. So if you play 100 games out of 162, you probably get $21 million of the $30 million that you were supposed to get that year, but you still lose a year on your contract.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I have a feeling this is going to be an unprecedented situation. There's a piece of me that thinks that in the process of this, and what could make this even a longer, which would make it a 3-year to 4-year thing,
Wow.
is that Major League Baseball declares bankruptcy.
How about they got to fold, not having revenue for 3 years or 2 years?
Well,
how do you survive that?
So you don't is the thing,
right?
And they declare bankruptcy, and then they reestablish again. And now everybody is, now you got to have a brand new draft and all this stuff. And you wind up having only 24 teams rather than 30. Mm-hmm. And it's becomes a lot more lucrative. I tell you, who's really set up perfect for this lockout? Banana Ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's going to be funny that Banana Ball is going to be the only baseball that is going to be around during that time.
Well, and the minors, because the minors obviously don't operate under the same CBA type thing.
Yeah, but well, I guess it'd be interesting because then you could see AAA teams come into play in very big stadiums and
because as long as you're not on a major league type contract, you would be able to play in the minor league. So like obviously these AAA teams are going to sign like all these fringe roster players basically to minor league deals, and then they'll be able to play. As long as they're not signed to a major league contract, they'll be able to play in 2027.
Does Ohtani go back to Japan? I don't think so.
No. He'd go to Banana Ball.
Yeah, I don't know that he'd go to a Banana Ball either, but yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how that all plays out. You may also see the establishment of 4A baseball, which I think is what the Super League is going to be. That's what I believe the real Super League is going to be, that you're going to see 12 teams and all the baseball players are going to get paid ridiculous amounts of money. It's like, remember when they were announcing that they were going to have that Super League, Super Sports, where hey, we're not going to test for anything. You're going to just
enhanced games.
Yeah, and what happened to that? That fell apart.
Right.
Yeah, it didn't have it didn't get funding like that.
And
I mean, that's where all of these fall apart, though, is whether or not they can get the money in the door.
And the biggest thing that baseball has to overcome compared to other sports is they get so much money through their TV contracts. Like that's where they're going to ultimately be losing all this money is their TV.
Oh, yeah.
contract, because they're not going to have anything to put on their TV. Like their TV.
Specifically the Dodgers.
Yeah.
With all the deferred money that they
Well, the Dodgers are owned through Spectrum though. Like so Spectrum still has like their own programming they could use, but like teams like the Brewers who are specifically FanDuel Sports Network Wisconsin, all that you get on that channel is Brewers and Bucks. So if you are missing the Brewers for 6 months of the season, that network is going to take a huge hit revenue-wise, and so is the team.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there would be big implications. If they filed bankruptcy, that would have huge implications. And God, Ohtani would lose all that damn money, and so would Yamamoto.
No, Ohtani won't lose anything. His ex-interpreter's probably got it stashed away somewhere for him.
Ohtani is going to lose millions.
Yeah.
I feel like he's going to lose about $680 million.
Well,
realistically. Not that he's really worried about that because he's got that all in endorsements.
Yeah, exactly.
But realistically, he's going to be the one that loses the most. Him and Soto.
Mhm.
They're the ones with the largest contracts. They're the ones that are going to lose the most money.
Yep.
I tell you what, if I lose $680 million, regardless if I have that in the bank or not, or endorsements, if I'm still losing $680 million somewhere, I'm going to be pissed.
Well,
Yeah,
that's where the class
exactly.
action lawsuit's going to come into play. Like
Oh,
this is like this has so many different layers to it that it's. They are starting
They
to.
are starting one.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to. That won't take the place of Major League Baseball.
No.
You'll see banana ball more frequently than you will women's baseball.
Yeah.
Not to say that women's baseball isn't a thing and blah blah blah. I get it. It's just I don't see that having the same appeal this time around. You know, I think that back then in the wartime, it was a distraction. This isn't wartime.
Yeah.
And the thing with Banana Ball too is every year they just keep growing. Like they used to have 40 games. Then they went from 40 to 70 games and 70 to 100. Now they have 6 teams that are playing 224 games next year in total. And
Well, that's in total. So
Yeah.
6 teams. That's
But
like they're all
to
playing
just be-
like 60 games. I
yeah,
thought.
and they're broadcasting like what 180 of those 220 games on their YouTube network. So like they're making sure that they get as many of these games viewable right now because they know
Well,
that if there's nothing else,
because they know that it's going to have to double in size
Yep.
to 12 teams the following year because you are going to have a lot of players that are going
Yep.
to need a spot to go. That the professional pitchers will start playing in this league.
Yep. And that's kind of what they were talking about when they had their schedule release this year, where right now you have obviously the Banana Ball YouTube channels where most of their games are on, but then they have a couple of games on TNT and TBS. So
Robert, I understand that it's a show. I get it. But they actually play a game
They play
in
good
the show
baseball.
during the show,
it's
and
not,
that's what makes it the sport.
yeah, it's not like Harlem Globetrotters basketball where like they're just going around.
Like, they beat the
totally
Generals every time they
like,
play.
This is
You
like
know?
the Bananas can lose games. Like this isn't like they go out there and the Bananas win every game. Like these are
Actually, the best team in this league right now was the Firefighters. Or
Yeah,
not the Firefighters, the Party Animals.
Yeah, like this is actually got legitimate baseball players, former baseball players, whether college, minors, major league, that actually play baseball. Yes, there's tricks and there's fun associated with it, but you don't know who's going to win one game to the next because all it takes is one home run from somebody to score 3 runs in an inning, and that could be the game.
The Mexican League, I think, is going to get a lot of players. I think that you'll also see like the Dominican leagues will start to really go because I think everybody will go home to the Dominican. You're going to see like where a lot of these baseball players come from. Those leagues start to grow tremendously.
The MPB, the KBO,
yeah.
I think the MPB and the KBO, I think will be massive next year with with all the Japanese players that typically get posted every year and like all the Korean players that get posted. If all those players are allowed to go back to their home country during the lockout, like the KBO and MPB is going to be huge for that year at least.
Well, and I also think that some of these professional players who have made a lot of money and still want to play baseball are going to wind up buying teams. And they will have a huge influx of money. I would look for a new independent league or an existing independent league to have a huge influx of money and teams that will be like that 4A baseball.
Yeah.
And because all you need is, hey, listen, you could have casinos back you and stuff like that, local casinos and things like that, that are going to jump in on this. And, they will have, it's going to be a different level of sports that we have never seen before.
I mean, if I was a professional baseball player and there was a strike like that, I would definitely go look to get into a league, Japan, Mexico, wherever I can get in, because not so much for the money, but I want to keep my skill set sharp. And, I would do it for that reason, and then come back when MLB continues.
Yeah.
Aren't the Summer Olympics on the presidential schedule, not the
2028 is the Summer Olympics.
Yeah, so 26 is the Winter Olympics.
Yeah, 26 is the Winter Olympics and the WBC, and then 2028 is the Summer Olympics.
Right.
Huh.
Do I think there will be enough players to start that? Absolutely. Players aren't the problem.
No.
It's going to be money. That's the problem. These players. So the hardest part that's going to happen is that guys that are making a few $1 million, like we'll say $5 million a year,
right,
$8 million a year, are leveraged to $5 and $8 million a year. So the moment they're not getting paid, they're going to go broke.
Yeah.
And that's where you're going to start to see a lot of problems occur.
Yeah, it's not like I mean, obviously people are going to go broke, but the ones making $25-30 million a year
that aren't leveraged that much. It's the ones that are leveraged to all that they have because they're not making as much as everybody else is. And that's I want to say a good 75% of the league.
Yeah.
When you start making $10 and $20 million a year, you are a different level.
Right.
So $10-20 million a year, you got to pay your taxes and stuff like that. But $5 million, you could buy a home and just have to pay the taxes on it. So if you have $2 million in savings, you could pay the taxes on your home for probably 10 years without having to touch any other money. On that. It's the ones that have a $1 million home with a $6 million salary. And the nice cars and stuff like that they're going to have to downsize tremendously to be able to afford their lives.
Right.
$1 million home. That's a condo in Seattle.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm getting at, though. I mean, I understand what you're talking about, but yes, the same type of situation. They're going to have to downsize from that and then go over to Tacoma.
Wow. Yeah, and so Donna, the endorsements are great for the stars, but there's a lot of other players that don't have great endorsement deals. Like a lot of those lower end players, they might have something at a local car dealership or something like that. Those all dry up. So, I mean, your stars will still have endorsement deals because of who they are and how big their name is. But those mid to lower level guys, all that stuff dries up too.
And they don't have endorsements if nobody's playing because there's no place that put the advertisement.
Yep. That's the key. Like, if you're going to endorse an athlete, you're not going to endorse the athlete for a sport that's not going on. So why would baseball or why would these athletes be endorsing anything based?
You still will. The upper echelon players, you will, because you'll still have them doing other things. Like they'll do commercials for your brand and they'll be out there playing golf and they'll find ways to utilize huge names like Ohtani, stuff like that. That's why I say it's the mid and lower level guys. All of that washes out because their sport isn't playing, and outside of your regional area, nobody knows who they are. So those endorsement deals absolutely disappear. The top of the top, they still get money because there's going to be plenty of other times for them to showcase. They're going to be on TV shows and they're going to talk about how the sport isn't going on. And like, there's going to be so many things for them to still get those brand deals. But yeah, everybody that's below those all-star level guys, it's a wrap.
Like some general middle reliever or something like that, who maybe only plays every now and again. Yeah.
Well, we got to get going because he's got to go on a podcast. He's got to go on a seminar for
StreamYard to fix their stuff. So we'll see how that works out. Otherwise, we are going to get out of here. You enjoy your weekend. There are some sports. We didn't talk about them, but you can watch them. Take it easy, everybody.
Later.
Later.